out there and get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. Courtside with 2X NBA stars, Grant Hill and Brent Barry. I'm Brian Anderson. We've got Allie LaForce on the sidelines tonight as well. We've got the visitors facing the home team. Now the starting group for the visitors. From outside, off the mark. James, outside, sends it home from three-point land.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Right side, Edwards. From outside the arc, drops in the three.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Now, here is James. And the jam by Brown.
Gliding the pass to where it needed to be.
Wow, a strong finish to seal the deal. Here's De Silva, defended by Brown. De Silva with the bucket.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
He buries it from three.
Almost perfect in the game to start, 3 of 4.
First quarter, just over a minute and a half in. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Outside, Brown. This James on the wing. And stolen by Edwards. And here comes the break. They set a pick. Puts up a three. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Hey, when he's hitting that shot, it really helps the spacing for this team.
Yeah, no question. When he is connecting from those kind of spots on the floor, it is just a huge boost for what they can do offensively.
Korkmaz, no good.
Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him. He's got to shoot that one.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played so far. From behind the arc. After missing his first attempt, now 1 for 2.
That right there, that's the kind of look this system is designed to create.
Shot is up. Korkmaz pulls it in.
Things are going south right now. This is not the type of shooting that his teammates expect from him.
And even with the miss, that's a high percentage shot for him.
Here's the pick. And it's off from three-point range.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
Brown with a screen. There's the three. Korkmaz, no good.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
There's a minute 26 left in the first quarter here. Fades away. Check by James. They get it back. Out to the right wing. And we're going to have a jump ball.
It will be a re-jump.
Misses the three. Ooh, poked away. Check by James. Beyond the arc. And he gets it to go. Now 2 of 6 in the game. These teams have really gone back and forth.
Yeah, 5 lead changes already. This one's going to be a battle for sure.
Let's go with a three. Fires in the triples. James has got 6.
He just brings a great feel for the game at the offensive end.
To the left side wing. Outside Edwards. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. James inside. From outside the arc. He can't get that one to fall. From deep. And the three-pointer goes. Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. They're up by 1. Stay with us now as we get... And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in this second quarter. And from what we've seen here from the home team, what's your take so far?
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
It felt like they knew that there were openings in transition and just wanted to keep trying to feed that, get out quick.
For 3, Diallo knocks down the long J. Diallo's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. The 3. The rebound by Diallo. He's guarded by Napier. Right wing. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Diallo. Three-pointer. He drops it from range. Diallo's got 6.
That's one of the best three-point shooters. You got to try to scramble the Jets right here and get that guy off the sweet spot. Probably not the shot that was drawn up for that possession, but you can't pass it up and you can't knock it down.
Here's a Kobo. There's the steal. Fast break. Here we go. Fires the 3. No luck on that one. We're about a minute and a half into this second quarter. Lets it fly. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
I'll tell you what, they are on fire this quarter, taking total command of this game.
Pass to Napier. To stop the run. And that's good. His first bucket of the game. Diallo outside. He's guarded by Napier. Here's a Kobo. 6 on the shot clock. Lets the 3 fly. Oh, he missed it. Making him 1 for 2 now. And here in the second quarter of action, just a hair under 2.5 minutes played. Sinks the tray.
That's a shot he's going to bury, especially when left open.
And here's Diallo. He's got 6. Drives to the hoop. And a two-handed jam.
And despite the height disadvantage, oh my, he just attacks that interior.
Yeah, no stopping him on that play. Sometimes even the taller defenders are helpless to stop him.
Inside. Back to Napier. Here's the 3. Pure from three-point range. It's all knotted up.
As a big, unless you're a dedicated rim runner, have to be some kind of threat from distance.
Here's a Kobo. Diallo on the wing. 1:25 left in the second. From the arc. Gets the 3 ball to go. He has 6.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
Sinks it. What range from downtown.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Diallo a screen on Booker. This one for three. The rebound by Napier. Takes a three. It's hauled in by Akobo.
Yeah, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim.
He's guarded by Napier. Here's Matajunas. Fires for three. No good there.
The smart play. Wait and take the final shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
The three is up. Drains the triple.
This game has been like a seesaw. Both teams going back and forth at one another.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. They lead by three. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out there for the start of the third quarter, right after the break.
And that is going to do it.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. For three, drills it from deep. He's got 9.
A dozen consecutive points off of threes. This defense looks rattled.
Launches a three. De Silva with a rebound.
I'm not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
All 5 of the last buckets they've given up have been from downtown.
Brown, a screen on Edwards. Here's Krilexxx. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Krilexxx has got his second basket on the night. Here's De Silva. Three-pointer, no good. And here's Brown for three. That one is off. And with a little over a minute gone by, the second half is underway. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
With the game on the line, Ice Tray is a dangerous man. Young said, I've been owning the moment my whole life. That's what I do. I work too hard to be afraid of the moment. Brian?
Well, Allie, it definitely shows in his play. It's great stuff there. Thank you. James can't get it to go.
The third quarter has not started well. Just 1 of 4.
Fires the three. And that basket makes him 5 for 10. Steady production so far.
Looks like he's shooting with a lot more confidence here in the second half.
The three. That shot, no good.
Halftime didn't do them any favors offensively. They've missed 4 of their last 5 shots.
Pass to Edwards. Fires from deep. Counted from distance. Edwards has got 6.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Third team foul. Lucic. First personal foul. First team foul.
Intercepted.
The instincts on defense on full display there. It was a gamble for sure, but it paid off big time in the form of a steal. This looks like he's got more feel tonight, like he's really got a good grip on that ball as he's letting it go.
Oh, come on, B.A. I mean, where's the defense? That's just too easy.
Yeah, they got to do a much better job in help.
Yeah, we see this all too often. The team gets a huge lead, and then their guard gets let down.
Pass to Korkmaz. Right around 3 minutes into this second half. Here's Brown. And the jam by Brown.
Oh, what ferocity on the throwdown. I just love when he goes up with purpose.
Where was the D right there? The effort lacking big time.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
Here's Korkmaz driving to the basket.
Oh, man, he got fancy with that finish.
He may be trying to provide the spark they need to break this one open. Fires from way outside. He can't get it to go. Ball stolen. Fires away from way outside. An absolute bomb from three-point range. 20 points for him.
Something sapped them of their energy defensively since halftime. In the first half, out there scrambling, running, hustling. Since then, not so much.
Out to the right wing. Brown finds James. Just 5 to shoot. Brown inside. And the jam by Brown.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
Wow, an emphatic two-handed slam. Are you kidding me?
Gotta love his confidence taking that
An absolute bomb.
Man,
count it. 4-3. Knocks down the triple. Brown's got 9 points now in the quarter. And this is where they've struggled.
Yeah, the half court has not been kind to them. Let's see what they run. I have no clue why he pulled up from there. At this point in the game, it just doesn't make any sense.
yeah, well, the bloopers, right?
Korkmaz on target from range. Korkmaz has gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
Yeah, there was a lack of intensity in the first half, but these teams have now turned it up.
You asked for those hustle plays earlier in the game. We're seeing them now.
Beyond the arc. No good on the shot. Here's Krilexxx. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And the game's still closely contested as we end the 3rd quarter. They lead by 2. Don't go away. We'll be back. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
So helpful to the offensive versatility when your bigs can create, freeing everybody up, and that cut was wide open.
Man, I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. Here's James, and it's all tied up.
And that was the right decision. When you're in need of a bucket, you go to your most trusted guys.
Yeah, whether it's teammates or the coaching staff, hopefully a combination of both, but when it gets close, he's getting the ball.
That's exactly the kind of shooting you need down the stretch to win games.
The 3 is up. Hits the trifecta.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
And we played through about a minute here in the 4th. Knocks it down from distance.
He made the most of that opening, teaching the defense a lesson.
Korkmaz has gone 4 for 6 from the field. And the ball ends up out of bounds. And they'll keep possession.
Almost had the steal. You have to love the pressure defense.
Yeah, pestering right now, and that's going to pay some dividends. At some point, there's going to be a turnover.
Pulls up. And perfection right through the net. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock. Here's Diallo on the take, and down it goes. Jam that one home.
Now that's how you capitalize on a screen.
Yeah, good positioning, too. Gave him a clear path to the hoop.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
From behind the arc. And Booker pulls it down. Moving along, 2 minutes gone in the fourth. Off target from three-point range.
And you know they were praying for that one to go down.
Man, that's just tough because that would have tied up the score. That's a tough one to swallow here in the fourth.
Just 4 to shoot.
Third team foul. Napier. First personal foul. First team foul.
First one falls for
The
him.
away team. Number 32. 2 shots.
It's both from the stripe. A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. There's the three. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Cutting into this lead. They're well within striking distance.
They're just much sharper out there. You can see guys getting in tune. It's not about playing harder. Sometimes it's just about playing smarter.
Here's a Kobo. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back.
And just a painful blow right there. I mean, eyeing the lead, they give up a big triple.
Lets it go from deep. That shot off the mark.
Yeah, not a fan of that one, guys. If he wants to help his team cut into this deficit, he should not be attempting those kind of shots.
For three, Diallo. And Booker pulls it down.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
The three ball connects from downtown. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter.
And yeah, he still was moving at the point of contact.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
There's a minute 34 left in the fourth quarter. And Diallo, here we go. Oh, hey, how about that?
That's aggressive.
BA, I'm not sure he should be flaunting around the rim like that with this game so close.
Oh, it's risky, but it sure did look good. Offensive rebound. Here's Mata-Yunus. There's a screen. Diallo's got room. Nails it. He's now 6 for 8 from the floor. 1:07 left in the fourth. Three-pointer. No good. Spins. There's the triple. That is now his 7th field goal in 10 attempts. Impressive.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game, but once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
Here's Napier. No good. Unable to win this run. Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. All alone. Fires from way outside. The shot off that time.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe a little too flashy there, and that's unfortunate.
The visiting club takes the win on the road. Boy, a nice win on the road. By the time this one was wide.
Welcome, folks, to what promises to be a great Tuesday night of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. It'll be the visiting team and the home team. Now the starting group for the visitors. And it's Campazzo in at the point.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Pass to De Silva. Fires top of the key, and he connects with the jumper. Here's Campazzo. Here's Garuba. Takes it inside.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. Misses the three. Here's Campazzo. Pass to Garuba. And he drives in, uses both hands to slam it down.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
You cannot leave him alone like that, especially from long range.
Pass to Musa. Lets it go from deep. Bangs home the trifecta.
And early on, they look great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Inside. It's tipped. Out to Edwards. A three-pointer is right on target.
Boy, he could have taken himself, but he went from good, better to best in getting the shot for his teammate.
Gets to the corner and buries it.
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Fades and shoots. And Garuba pulls it down. The shot from the low post is good.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Here's Campazzo. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
And there's a minute 45 left here in the first quarter. Garuba the pass to Tavares. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense.
At the line for the away team, number 6.
And so he hits the technical free throw. Greg, we see the NBA fining players for certain actions or statements.
Multiple offenders are always going to be under the microscope, Kevin. Sometimes they end up playing into those expectations, so those punishments can appear a bit skewed. That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
First personal foul, first team foul.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played.
Yeah, but you have to like the mentality to get inside, even though they're struggling to finish.
Yeah, I love the mentality getting inside. I mean, they've been bottled up in there, but when you attack the paint, generally good things are going to happen for you.
De Silva with the bucket.
Boy, I tell you what a well-designed play, executed beautifully, too.
Here's Campazzo. Edwards defending. Pass to Musa. There's 45 seconds left to play here in the first. 6 to shoot. Right wing. The 3 ball. Campazzo's shot is off. They push it up. 4 on 3. Shoots it up. Rebound by Tavares. Tavares has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Guys, this hasn't been his quarter. I mean, to me, he just doesn't look completely comfortable or confident.
Here's Campazzo. He has 5. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Here's Garuba. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. They lead by 12. And don't go away. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
You got to credit their defense. Communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
They've got Huey, and it's Jack in at the power forward. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap.
Here's the break. Lucic, outside Edwards, for the 3. No good on that one.
We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide open look.
Pass to Ibaka, and it's going to be out of bounds. They'll keep possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Here's Deck. 5 on the clock. And Ibaka kicks to Ewing. Hands it from downtown. Ewing's got 6 in the quarter.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
Pass to De Silva. To the left side wing. Lucic trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Here's Azania. And a miss there on the triple. And they're on the break. Shoots the 3. That shot missing.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, the last few years, we saw teams giving up bounties worth of draft picks and trades for star players. But with teams now possessing more roster spots to develop prospects and about 3/4 of the tradable picks thwarted by just a third of the NBA's teams, you may not see so many picks given up moving forward. Kevin?
You're exactly right, David. Something certainly to keep an eye on. Carries it from three-point range. He's got 9.
Maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot the D can afford to give him.
Here's Deck. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
Home team foul. Lucic. First personal foul. First team foul.
1:53 left to play here in the half. Puts up a three.
And, you know, during the second quarter, I just don't think he's looked like himself at all.
Kazanya's shot is off. Lucic. Off target from outside. Here's Huey. Edwards defending. Good. Dex got his second basket of the game.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And the three-pointers are starting to add up. That's his third of the quarter, and it brings him to 4 on the game.
There's Kazanya. Trying to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Stolen. And here's the break. And Ibaka slams it in.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
From downtown, hits the three-point bomb. Ibaka's got 5 points now this quarter. Here is Edwards. 5 points in the game. Puts up a deep three. The shot will not fall. Kazanya's with the ball. From past the arc. That'll do it for the first half. They're up by 10. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
37. And it's time for...
Hey, where's the intensity at the defensive end? They need to get a hand up and contest more shots.
Coach needs to encourage.
Now let's take a moment here. Thanks for joining us. Now let's talk.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books.
Away team foul. Number 6. First personal foul. First team foul.
And so here's the home team, trailing by 10. Here's the three. No good that time.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And it's Tavares in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Lays it up and banks it in. 7 points in the game.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Latrey knocks down the three ball. Here's Campazzo. He's got 5. Driving the lane. Here's Garuba. Off target from three-point range. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. He was all alone on that one.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
First personal foul, first team foul. Shooting for the away team.
And he makes the first.
At the line for 2.
So he gets them both. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. To the paint. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Yeah, you know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
From deep. That shot misses.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Giffey, and it's off from three-point range. Here's Campazzo. He has 7. Good on the triple.
A nice start to the second half. Just 1 miss in their first 5 attempts.
Off the run, connects from three-point range. He's got 6.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Here's Garuba. Power down with both hands.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Giffey drills the three-pointer.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Yeah, and they either have been unwilling or unable to take that shot away.
To the middle. Here's Musa. 8 points for him. Clock at 4. To the paint. It's blocked. And they'll keep possession. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Not sure what he was thinking about with that pass. Just sailed it right out of bounds.
1:33 left in the third. Bounce pass Napier. The 3. No good that time.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Pass to Garuba. Booker pulls it in. From deep three-point land. They get it back. Here's Campazzo. He's got 10. Here's Garuba. There's 49 seconds left in the third quarter. Drains it from beyond the arc. Garuba's got 5 points in the quarter.
Boy, he's been a rock of offensive support so far, and when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
Fades away. Giffey. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. Pass to Tavares. Here's Garuba. He's got 11. And the 3 off target. Here's Napier. Here's Booker. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
You've got to box out on the boards. When you don't, that's what happens.
Here's Musa.
Ball is turned up. Substitution on the court.
It could go. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Up by 10. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Huey, the pass to Deck. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
He got his own, and it's Ibaka in at the 5 spot. Here's Deck. Down low. Finished off by Hazonia.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right.
Yes, indeedy. Well done.
From outside the arc, he gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce.
Fires from way outside. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
Once he crosses half court, you need to stay awake because he can drop it from deep.
Inside, Huey. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
Offensive rebound.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Shots good by Ibaka.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
They look pretty demoralized to me, and that always shows through at the defensive end first.
And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Pass to Azania. Pulls up on the wing. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Azania's got 6 here in this quarter. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. They need this. Deck pulls it in. Deck's got 4 rebounds in this game. And the foul called on Edwards. That's his first foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
No good on the quick 3. And now the fast break. Edwards with the ball. Took him no time at all on that one. He's got 21.
Great idea to pull up and take the transition 3 there. The D was in position to block his path to the hoop if he took it inside.
Here's Deck. Here's Huey. Edwards defending. And the layup's good off the glass.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Deck pulls it in. Pass to Azania. Lets the 3 fly. Sinks the three-pointer.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
Yeah, I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
Nailed from three-point land.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
There's 1:17 left in the fourth quarter. The shot comes out. And the league clearly focused on making regular season games matter. Greg, you think more steps are coming?
Well, let's give the league credit because they've left no stone unturned. The play-in, the in-season tournament, the 65 games rule, all implemented with that in mind.
There's 53 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Huey to Silva with the rebound. Hazonia defending. Beyond the arc. Knocks down the 3 ball. Here's Huey. Hazonia on the wing. To the right side. Here's Deck. Hits the 3-point bomb.
3.
We've got 22 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And so it's a victory for the road team in this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win.
TGIF, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. We're bringing it to you live. I'm Brian Anderson, here with Grant Hill and Stan Van Gundy. And with us on the sidelines, we've got Allie LaForce. We've got the visitors facing the home team. Now the starting group for the visitors. Yep, that one goes.
setting an aggressive tone early, challenging the heart of that defense.
Pass to Akobo. Here's Musa. Takes the three. Kept alive. Here's Campazzo. Back to Garuba. 5 to shoot. From downtown. First shot won't go. Back to Brown. Tipped. Tries to keep it alive. Pass to Diallo. Into the lane. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Woo! He just levitated in the air, double pump, and then slammed it home.
How about the D right there? They just got out of the way. They let him choose what kind of move he wanted to make. Here's Musa. Jacks up a three. Second shot opportunity. Ooh, a two-handed power slam.
Hey, when in doubt, run the defender off the screen.
And you know, with a result like that, we'll see them run it again.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Pure from three-point range.
Don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Here's Campazzo. Puts up a three. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Here's Akobo. Now, if you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Brown with a screen. Lets it fly. No good there, off the double clutch.
Well, it's a make-or-miss league. Sometimes the Jays just don't fall. It wasn't a bad shot.
Campazzo, the pass to Garuba. And rejected. And that goes out of bounds. Now keep possession. Clock at 6. Buries it from 3. He's got 5.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
Here's Diallo, and he dunks it down.
Great job on the back end of the play.
Yep, finished with both hands, making sure of it. 1:50 left in the first quarter. Here's Garuba. Hey, how's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Boy, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
Here's Campazzo. No good that time. Here's Akobo. Launches it. That one won't fall. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Here's Musa, covered by Diallo. Pass to Garuba. They set the screen. Fires the 3. Offensive board. Controls the rebound and the putback.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
There's 47 seconds left in the first quarter. And they're running. Pulls up for 3. Just 5 on the clock. Oh, a rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. Down low. And Brown with the stuff.
And just a lack of fight right now on the defensive end.
Right? At least on that slam it was. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Yeah, but also credit the offense there. That's making a play when you really need it, and they need more of that.
And you like the balance here, not just falling in love with the three ball.
Well, offense is the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. They're up 7, and back to the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter of action so far. And what do you guys think about the visitors here in this one?
Well, there's no reason to take risky shots when you can collect points at the rim.
Yeah, they've made a point to get inside on this defense, and it's been working like a charm early on.
The three sends it home from three-point land.
Slow defensive rotation causing a breakdown along the perimeter.
Pass to Ibaka. Here's Hezonja. Going inside. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And slammed that thing through.
A nasty two-hander. Check by James. Pass to Ibaka. Screen by Ibaka. 6 to shoot. Here's Hezonja. Takes the three. He buries it from 3. He's got 5.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
Now, here is James. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Check by James. Here he goes. And he goes up strong with a one-handed jam.
And adds a few more points to their lead, showing off some style.
Wow, that was prime-time stuff right there. Here's James. Pass to Korkmaz. That falls. Nice feed that time from James. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, B.A.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. Shot from the wing. It's rebounded by Ibaka.
That's a shot he'd like back. He's usually going to make those.
Here's Hezonja. 7 points in the game. Hits a three-pointer.
Well, they just need to keep getting him the ball. He has been terrific this quarter.
Second quarter play, almost 3 minutes gone here. The three, James drains the triple.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Here's Hezonja. He's got 10. Soft touch off the glass.
Yeah, this quarter's all about him. He's just dominating at the offensive.
And there's the screen. Off target from outside. And a chance to add to the lead here.
Yeah, B.A., they should really stick with what they've been doing.
Knocks down the long J's.
I'll tell you what, their execution just continues to impress.
Here's Korkmaz. 11 feet out. Let's go with a three. Fires in the triple. He's got 6.
Well, after a silent first quarter, this is who they needed him to be. This is why you never count a guy out.
A minute 15 left in the first half. Here's Hezonja on the take, and he goes in for the dunk.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now. Pass to Ibaka. The three is up. Missed it. Now 0 for 1 on this game. Here's Korkmaz. Fires for three, bearing his second of 3 attempts.
And the D's got to be better. I mean, that's a high-quality look for him.
Korkmaz has gone 2 of 3 from the floor. With the drive. To the wing on the left. Here's Hezonja. 14 points for him. And he's able to get it back. Shot clock at 3. Off target at the rim. James deciding where to go with it. And there's a pick. The baseline J. It's good! It's good at the buzzer! Wow!
Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
Well, it's good to have a player on the floor with that kind of awareness. He recognized the situation.
And that concludes the first half. Up 8. And we'll see you back here after the break. Third quarter action in just a bit.
Hello and welcome. Before we take a look at the action from the first half, a brief overview of some upcoming games.
You take a look at the visitors. They didn't come out the gates the way they hoped. Took the L, but they don't think that represents who they are.
Well, and looking back at the first half of this game, it's likely we'll see some adjustments for the home team. Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to head back over to Brian Anderson for the start of
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. Here's a Kobo. Three-pointer. Count that one. He's got 5. Here's Campazzo. 6-point lead. This one for 3. Sinks the tray.
Well, you can see why he's a go-to guy for them. They trust in his ability to shoulder the offensive load.
Here's a Kobo. He's got 5. Diallo right side. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Diallo's got 6.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities. Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
From deep. Pass to a Kobo. Takes a 3. That one doesn't drop.
And they're doing strong work on the glass. A +5 advantage for them.
Right around a minute and a half played in the third quarter. Here's Garuba. Shot clock at 5. Snatched away. Here's the break. Over to the left wing. It's picked off. Here's Musa. Pass to Campazzo. Just 5 to shoot. Oh, he goes up high for the two-handed slam.
Come on, B.A. He sure can rise.
Grant, that's as good as it gets. One of the best in the league. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Drills it from deep.
Well, maybe not the shot they were looking for there, but the defense gave it to him, and he knocked it down.
Pass to Garuba. Jacks up a 3. The shot no good.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Now here's Diallo. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Diallo on the wing.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Outside, Brown. Launches a three. Back to Diallo. Fires the three. Not going to go that time.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Uses the glass on the layup. He's got 11.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
Second half here, and we're just over 3.5 minutes into it. There's the block, and the ball ends up out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. And so the ball out of bounds. Brown touched it last.
Unforced turnovers. They'll drive your coach insane.
.116 left in the third quarter. That shot is good by Campazzo.
And staring at a sizable deficit, the defense has to tighten up.
And if they're going to make a move, this is a good time to start.
And there's still plenty of time, but they definitely don't want to let this game get too far out of hand.
And he makes it.
It's interesting. They definitely had more three-point attempts in the first half. Not sure why they went away from it.
Pass to Musa. And Diallo comes to help. Here's Garuba, defended by Brown. Hey, he's now 6 for 6. He is cooking right now.
And since the halftime break, their offense has just been on another level.
Well, the coaching staff made some adjustments for the second half, and they've come out with focus and execution.
30 seconds left in the third quarter. Pass to Musa. Shot clock at 6. From downtown, sinks it from distance.
3.
Here's Akobo. He's got 5. And here's Brown. And the ball travels out of bounds. Turnover.
Hurts to see that kind of mistake. Coach is going to be on him about that one.
Just 4 seconds left in the third. Here's Hazonia. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Up by 15. After a quick break, we're coming right back with the start. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dive. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Wow, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. And here's the fast break. Here's the three. Akobo gets the bucket.
Opportunistic basketball. Gets a great look at the three in transition.
Pass to Hazonia. Screen by Ibaka. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And there's a 3-second violation.
Substitution on the court.
They've got plenty of time to get back into this.
Yeah, I'm sure they feel pressed, but this is when you have to stay calm and execute.
And there's James from the arc. Offensive rebound to the left wing. Pass to Korkmaz. From deep, from beyond the arc, and then some.
And coming down the stretch, both teams still playing fantastic offense.
Yeah, in hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold. That's not going to happen, it doesn't look like in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession.
Back to deck. Over to the wing. Here's Hazonia. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. For three, James drops in the three.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
James has gotten 2 of 4 to fall from deep. The shot no good. There's the triple. He drops it from range. James has got 6 points in the quarter.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
Hazonia, count that one. He's 8 for 10 from the field now.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
Pass to James. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Here's Korkmaz. And the three-pointer goes.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Now James. From outside the arc. Count that one. He's now 5 for 8.
And they've been relying on his three-point stroke all game. And he doesn't let them down when it matters most.
Well, it's one thing to hit threes when it doesn't matter. It's another to do it in clutch time. It takes a special player.
Ibaka with a screen on James. The three. Man, that was good. Ibaka for 3. Ibaka's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Korkmaz on the wing. For 3. Doesn't fall. Now 4 for 6. To the inside. Here's Ibaka. And the jam by Ibaka.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
James outside. Pass to Korkmaz. Lets it go from deep. It's rebounded by Ibaka. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Here's Hazonia. Oh, there's a killer two-hand slam.
Gotta love how they've just maintained their intensity, even when they're this far up.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, just protect the ball, make smart decisions, don't give them a chance to get back in the game.
Deck passes to Ibaka.
At this point, it just feels like it's over.
Yeah, time is not on their side. The score is not on their side. Nothing you can do.
Pass to Hazonia. Launches it from deep. They get it again. Ibaka with it. Puts up a deep 3. No good there. And so it's a victory for the road team in this one. It ends up being a fairly easy road win.
It's Thursday night, and it's the NBA here on 2K Sports. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. It'll be the visiting team facing the home team. Now the starting group for the visitors.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Korkmaz no good, and a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. They're holding tight, still looking for ways to move up.
And you know, right now for the visiting team, they still go out and compete every night. Unfortunately, it's one step forward, two steps back. And right now, they're running out of time.
And taken away by Brown. And here's James outside. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, I was able to catch up with the head coach of the home team. Now, I talked with him about the challenges of guarding someone like Trae Young. Coach said, as soon as he crosses half court, you got to be on him. I told our guys, no separation. Of course, this defense will have to be very aggressive if they hope to stop Trae. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Pass to De Silva. Takes the three. Buries it from three-point range.
Pretty dime there, the kind of ball movement coaches love to see.
So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. And that one's good. Korkmaz has got 5 points so far.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities. Boy, 4 for 4 to get things started. Must have been a good shoot-around this morning.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. And here's James outside. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Pass to Edwards. For 3. Krilexxx grabs the board.
Ooh, couldn't quite get that one. 4 for 5.
Here's Korkmaz. The screen from Brown. The 3. And that one's good. Korkmaz. 8 points for him. Korkmaz has gotten 3 of his 4 shots to fall, hitting 75%. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter.
2 minutes remaining.
On the wing, James. Shot clock at 5. Fires the 3. He can't get that one to fall.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Buries the long-range jumper.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Brown inside the line. That one a little long.
Going for that shot in that situation is something that isn't going to help the offense.
And in a way, by taking that one, he's bailing out the defense. It's just too easy to stop.
Now here's Brown. Papagiannis kicks to Brown. Pass to Papagiannis. 3-pointer. Not going to go that time. Launches a 3. 54 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Kept alive. Out to the right wing. No good from outside. Here's Krilexxx. Still yet to score. James kicks to Brown. Krilexxx passes to Brown. Pass to Papagiannis. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, for a big man, his stroke is just beautiful, and because of the height, it's so hard to challenge.
De Silva with the bucket.
3.
James outside. Here's Korkmaz. A steal. Here's Edwards. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Leading by 6. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
Just stretching out the floor in that first. They had the defense scrambling.
And that was obviously the plan coming in. Now the big question, can they maintain that efficiency from range as the game goes along?
We've got Diallo and his crossing game in at the 4. That bucket in no time at all.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Odiunas finds Diallo. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Deflects the pass and stolen by Napier. Pass to Booker. Now here's Napier. From deep. Odiunas grabs the miss. Knocked away. And that one ends up out of bounds. And they retain possession. here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone.
Boy, gentlemen, you just love to see that aggressiveness. He's not afraid to get after it.
Here's Napier. And he jams it with authority.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
No doubt. On the scoreboard, in the body language of the players, you can tell which team is in complete command.
Booker is screen on Diallo. Giffey hands it from downtown. 6 points for him.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Pass to Diallo. Clock at 6. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Diallo's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. There's the pick. Giffey trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. There's Rosengame. Napier covering. Nice move. That shot is off.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Giffey. He's guarded by Diallo. Giffey. They get it again to the left wing for three. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Here's Rosengame, defended by Booker. He gets that one. Rosengame's got 4 points in the quarter. Rosengame's gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Knocks it loose. Diallo inside. And that goes out of bounds. They'll keep possession. On Friday, then on Tuesday.
You know, it might sound cliche, but a road trip like this one is a great time for this team to build chemistry on and off the court. Chemistry absolutely matters in the NBA, and these are the kinds of opportunities teams need to build it.
I think he's got to settle down because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter he has been completely bothered. He is too good a mid-range shooter to leave him that open.
There's 1:17 left in the first half. Wasted no time on that one. 9 points in the game so far.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Pass to Napier. Trying his luck from deep. Rosengame pulls it in. 41 seconds left now here in the second. Diallo the pass to Okobo. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
There's the three. Doesn't go that time.
I always like to hold for the last shot right here.
Well, that's great execution if you can do that because it takes any chance at momentum away from your opponent.
Diallo is screen on Booker. Pass to Okobo. Shoots the three. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so we wrap up the first half. They lead by 7. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Hey, folks, welcome to the...
One of the best ways to control the game, take care of the boards. Don't give up second chance points.
And at the offensive end.
All right, and now that we are... And that's all for us.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. And so here's the home team. They trail by 7. Korkmaz is out there with Brown. Then it's James. And it's krilexxx in at the 2. Beyond the arc. And the 3 ball is good. James has got his second basket of the night.
This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
Korkmaz grabs the miss.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
His 3-pointers off the mark.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
Fabianas kicks to James. A 3 ball. And he's good on the 3 ball. James has got 9 points.
And he's not going to miss those very often. Even from deep, the D has to close out a little stronger on him.
Fires for 3. The 3-pointer is right on target.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Gets it to go. That one good from Papagiannis.
Boy, everyone is getting to their spots and then capitalizing. 3 for 4 in the quarter. Beautiful.
Offensive rebound. Out to Edwards. Here's De Silva. Traps in the tray. He's got 9.
Wow, you don't see him left alone very often. And, of course, he makes good use of it.
Krilexxx passes to Papagiannis. In the corner, it's James. Releases. De Silva with the rebound. De Silva's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Lucic. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
How about the timing? Can be the difference between an assist and a turnover. Nice delivery.
No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Trains it from beyond the arc. Edwards got his 2nd bucket.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Korkmaz. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
Well, you can see it's a matter of pride out there for these guys.
Absolutely. When someone makes a shot, the first thought is, I want my own back.
Drills the 3-pointer.
Yeah, in the first half, he was unstoppable from deep. Now, 2 more since the break.
James kicks to krilexxx. 1:57 left to play in the 3rd. Back to James. 6 on the shot clock. Puts up a 3. It's not going to go for him.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Brown outside. They set the pick. Takes the 3. That one's not going to go. It's deflected. James with it. He's got 9. Here's Papagiannis, and that one's on target from the wing. Papagiannis has got 5 points now this quarter. Papagiannis has gone 3 for 4 from the floor tonight. The 3. From outside the arc, connects from 3-point range.
Number 13.
21 points in the game.
He got loose from downtown in the first half. Now has 3 here in the second. Unstoppable.
Here's Korkmaz. That 3 off target. Had some space there after the little pump fake. Trains the 3-pointer.
What's gotten into him today? This is getting ridiculous.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Out left of the wing. Here's Papagiannis, and he gets it to go from the corner. Papagiannis has got 10. Papagiannis has gone 4 for 5 from the floor tonight. Just one miss. From past the arc, gets the three-pointer to fall.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
Here's krilexxx. The screen from Brown. The tray. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Passing game out there with Diallo. And it's Moniunas in at the center. Moniunas grabs the miss. Here's Blasingame. Pass to Diallo. Napier covering. There's a good screen. That three off the mark. Giffey. A three-pointer off the mark. And they're staring at a sizable deficit.
And still within reach, though, that they don't have to rush things.
Back to Diallo. To Okobo, and stolen by Napier. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Here's Diallo. Bucket is good.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Misses the three. Okobo looking over the floor. Pass to Blasingame. Takes a three. Hits it from three-point range.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Good on the three-point shot.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Now Diallo to the wing right side. Here's Okobo. Offensive rebound. And stolen by Booker. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Good on the triple.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
Here's Blasingame. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
First personal foul, first team foul.
And the first one at the line is good.
At the line for your home team, Blasingame.
And he makes both free throws. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Count that bucket. Here's Okobo. Here's Diallo. Drives to the hoop. A slam dunk by Diallo.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Pass to Okobo. Here's Blasingame. Screen by Diallo. Throws it up high. Stolen away. 1:35 left in the fourth quarter. They set the pick. Drills it from outside.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
He just bangs down the one-hander.
2 very easy points right here. And it's Napier missing.
Boy, no idea why he went with the fadeaway. Had a clean look at the basket.
Here's a Kobo. He can't hit that time. Hey, 55 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From downtown, Adiunas grabs the miss. Here's a Kobo. We're going the other way.
The ball goes to the away team.
We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth. Napier dishes to Booker. Fires from way outside. Adiunas grabs the miss. Here he goes. A Kobo. That's good. Puts up a deep three. Can't hit that one. And it goes down!
He did it! No, he didn't!
The visiting club takes the win on the road. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Along with Grant Hill and Richard Jefferson, this is Brian Anderson. And we've got our reporter, Allie LaForce. We've got the visitors facing the home team. Now the starting group for the visitors. Here's Campazzo, guarded by Edwards. They get the rebound. Pass to Musa. Three-pointer. Gets the three ball to go.
The first of many tonight. Both teams have legit offensive talent.
And if everything goes to plan, this could be a very fun matchup to watch.
Fires from deep. Garuba with the rebound. Here's Campazzo. Deflected. In transition, here they come. Here's Edwards. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. It's his first trip to the line, and he drops the first. And both free throws good for Edwards.
For a star like him, you get lots of opportunities at the line, and he's great at cashing them in.
Here's Garuba. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. You'll gladly take those.
From the arc. Nails it from three.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
First quarter and about a minute and a half in. Campazzo. It's good.
Wow, he doesn't make those kind of plays too often. Sweet move inside.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thanks. I caught up with the home team's head coach. We talked about star guard Trae Young, their biggest problem tonight. Coach said Young is one of the most explosive offensive guys in this league. We want to make him a volume scorer, force Trae into lower percentage looks. Should be a fascinating matchup, B.A.
Thanks for that, Allie. The offensive rebound. Pass to Garuba. The three ball. Unable to get that one.
Just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Off target with the three. The three is up. De Silva with the rebound.
And the defense dodged one right there. Not the guy you want to leave open.
Have the space there, but it's offline.
See, what a rough quarter for him. Nothing seemingly going his way.
Pass to Campazzo. And stolen by Edwards. Fires from the line. Takes a big high bounce and goes in.
That's more than enough space for him to get that shot up.
And we're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Here's Garuba. Drives to the hoop. And there's the slam. Dunk to finish it off.
While he's a bit undersized for a forward, he more than makes up for it with his bounce.
And Musa pulls it down. There's a minute 40 left in the first quarter here. Out to the right wing. Pass to Garuba. Puts up a three. And that makes him 3 for 4. He's looking good. Garuba's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. Right wing. To the middle. Here's De Silva. Good setup. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Want to score in the NBA? Picks can really force the D to make tough choices.
Down low. That's tipped. Here's Garuba. And that one is hammered home.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
We know mistakes lead to breaks. That's just textbook right there.
2-for-1 opportunity if they can time it right.
Great way to end the quarter.
2 points. That one goes.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
First personal foul Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
Gets the three to fall.
I mean, I guess they're willing to give him that shot. They may want to rethink that strategy, though.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. 2 open that time. They didn't look easy. He's got 6.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Here's Musa. Lets the 3 fly. Out to the wing. There's the 3. Buries it from 3.
Just outstanding distribution. This is the kind of team chemistry that you love to see.
Well, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Leading by 7. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And from what we've seen here from the home team, what's your take so far?
You can really see the strategy coming in. Get the ball into the painted area.
And let me tell you, when you establish a physical edge, it gives you a mental edge too. These are exactly the kind of shots they want to generate each and every time down the floor.
He's guarded by Napier. Pass to Ibaka. Here's Hezonja. 6 on the shot clock. Beyond the arc. That one no good.
That's his shot. And one, I'm sure, he wants back.
From behind the arc. That won't go for him. Now 0 for 2. And they're on the break. Booker with a screen on Ibaka. Really left him alone that time. And we played just over a minute of basketball in the second quarter. Pass to Hezonja. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
You know, that was an excellent play right there. Using his strength to power through contact.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. To the inside. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. 5 on the clock. Oh, nice finish from the low block. That one's good. To the paint. Oh, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and a nasty jam.
The big-time throwdown.
Check him out. Keeps the grip on that rim after the finish. A little extra emphasis.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, B.A.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. The fadeaway. It's rebounded by Ibaka.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too.
All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. Takes it inside. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
If the defense lets him inside, he will not hesitate. He'll gladly drop that thing right in the cup.
Ibaka with a steal. 3 minutes of action thus far in the second.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Pass to Deck. To the right side. 5 to shoot. Ibaka for 3. He drops it from range. Ibaka's got 7.
He can really stroke it from deep. You have to keep better tabs on him.
They need this. It's rebounded by Ibaka.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
Out left to the wing. Lets it fly. Oh, he used the shot fake to create the angle, but he couldn't get it to fall. for three. Counted from distance. He's got 5.
They are shooting it well from beyond the arc right now.
1:11 left in the second period. Pass to Azonia. From the top of the key. And he wills that one in. Sinking it right through the back of the iron. Inside. Lobs it up. It's tipped. And they recover it. Booker for 3. And he buries his first look.
This quarter, they're doing some real damage from outside the arc. Trying to stay within striking distance here.
Here's Azonia. 5 points in the game. And Booker pulls it down. Well, the defender's stopping the developing fast break. That looks like a transition take foul. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Nails it from 3.
Wow, their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
Pass to Deck. To the wing, right side. Here's Azonia. From deep. Can't get it to drop. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Up 4. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
Welcome to halftime, everybody. Before we go any further, since we got a little time on our hands here, you guys got any big plans for tonight?
Not me. I'm just going to take it easy. I'm pretty worn out.
Yeah. And swinging back to that first half of action, it has been a close contest for the home team. Thanks for tuning in.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. And here's Edwards outside. The shot won't fall. From outside the arc, De Silva with the rebound. Pass to Edwards. There's a screen. From downtown. The shot misses.
Good job by the D to stay with him and make that a tough 3.
Here's Campazzo. And he makes it on the layup. Campazzo's gotten a second bucket on the night.
It's not easy to work the ball inside in this league, but they've done it all night.
The quick look, no good that time.
That's not how you want to come out of the break. 3 straight misses. They need to settle in quick.
Musa hits the three-pointer. He's got 9.
Yeah, it's easy to see why they go to him so often, because they know they can depend on him to come through for them.
And if you're just joining us, we've played just over a minute here in the third. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good.
Is it possible to rest too much? Because he hasn't been able to get into a groove since coming back in. A nice start to the second half. They've made 3 out of their first 4 shots coming out of the break.
Shot to stop the run. Drops in the 3.
Finally, a make. It only took 5 attempts in the half.
Here's Campazzo, guarded by Edwards. Pass to Musa. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
This is his first trip to the free throw line tonight. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And you see player training methods, Graham, a lot more than just running and getting shots up.
And you know, B.A., what interests me, players not just training their bodies better than ever, but also their minds. They're working on hand-eye coordination drills and just all kinds of stuff to enhance their reflexes.
Pass to Garuba. Three-pointer. The shot, no good.
That's exactly how you have to defend them on the perimeter. You can't allow any space.
And that goes out of bounds. And they'll keep possession.
Great read to get a hand in there and disrupt the play.
Yeah, I think he was hoping to maybe even get the steal, but I agree. He still got a good outcome.
There's a screen. There's the Silva. Oh, almost had a 4-point play right there. But he'll go to the line with a chance for three.
You know, not the smartest play a defender can make there.
He hits the second from the line. And he nails the third. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. He's off on that one. From the arc. Garuba with the rebound. To the middle. Out to the right wing. Uses the glass to finish the layup. He's got 5.
He drops yet another dive, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Third quarter of basketball here. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Sinks it from distance.
And he's quickly up to 4 made threes in this game. Sheesh, get this man the rock.
Away team foul. First personal foul. Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Takes a 3. And give him another one. He's 6 of 8 and looking solid.
You want to know why they're winning? It's because of his play offensively.
They set the pick. Releases. And some very quick points for him on that possession.
Oh, explosive crossover. How's that for a move?
Here's Campazzo. And he drives in. And the layup falls. Campazzo's got 4 points this quarter.
And they're just taking what the defense gives them. And right now, that's the interior.
From behind the arc. And Musa pulls it down.
And they've just built this lead by attacking the boards.
Here's Campazzo. He's guarded by Napier. Good work there as it goes.
Yeah, showing a little versatility with their offensive attack. In the first half, it was about the 3-ball. In the second half, they've emphasized interior scoring.
9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Took the opportunity when he saw it.
The way he can elevate over a defender from deep, very tough to contain outside the arc.
Here's Campazzo. He's got 6. Pass to Musa. Puts up a 3. Knocks down the long J. He's got 14.
And this is how he shines. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
Yeah, you got to know where he is at all times, especially when he's roaming around the perimeter ready to fire.
And that does it for the... And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. And the ball ends up out of bounds. And they retain possession.
Let's just say that was an ill-advised pass there. Very close to a turnover.
Pass to Azonia. Screen by Deck for 3.
Every player goes through this. When your shots aren't going down, it can ding your confidence.
Clock at 6. Now Ibaka. Let's go with a 3. Offensive rebound from deep three-point land.
Well, despite some uneven shooting from him, they're still out in front.
The shot by Hezonja, no good. The putback. It's rebounded by Ibaka. 1 minute in now in the fourth quarter. Fires the 3. He can't hit that time. Here we go. Here's Napier. To the wing, right side. Back to Booker. Three-pointer. And Hezonja pulls it down. Booker's gone 1 for 3 on the night. The 3 fires in the triple.
Offense has been hard to come by so far. A much-needed bucket right there.
It's a slugfest. Maybe not the prettiest game we've seen, but sometimes the best ones are the ugly ones.
Knocks down the triple.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Here's Hezonja. Softly drops in the floater.
The floater is so tough to defend against. Nothing defenders can really do but shake their heads.
Pass to Napier. Oh, he tries a 3. Over to the left wing. Offline with a 3. Here's Hezonja on the break. And the shot's good.
Woo! His energy is unmatched.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
No good on the 3.
You know what? He's got to look to get other guys involved. The three-point stroke is off.
There's the triple. And Booker pulls it down. Booker's got his 5th rebound in this one. Napier with it. And Ibaka picks him up defensively. To the inside. Beyond the arc. Next with a rebound. Over Napier. That can't hit.
Hard to turn down a look that good. Still, long twos are losing favor, and misses like that are the reason why. It's so hard to pass up a three-pointer when the D is completely scattered.
And there's 1:45 left in the fourth quarter here. Pass to Hezonja. And that one is stuffed right through.
He was grabbing the rim to extend the hang time.
Hey, maybe making sure the landing was kinder than the takeoff. Booker with a screen on Ibaka. To the left wing. Fires from deep. Drains the triple.
Smart decision to kick it out to another guy once the defense is fixated on him in the paint.
1:15 left in the fourth. To the left side wing. Right wing. Just 5 on the clock. Screen by Deck. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Stepping up and nailing an important shot to put this away.
And that score probably slams the door for any would-be comebacks. And look, they put this one to bed.
Nails it from beyond the arc. There's 45 seconds left in the game. Pass to Ibaka. Stolen by Booker.
And just not enough time for them to get back in this game.
Yeah, they got to be disappointed with this result.
Parked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call.
Substitution on the court.
19 seconds left in the final quarter. Lets the three fly. And the jumper from the wing offline. So the home crowd happy here as they get the victory. A competitive game. You have to feel like this crowd gave him a...
Season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA presentation. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. It'll be the visiting team facing the home team. Now the starting group for the visitors. On out there with Korkmaz. Then it's James. And it's Papagiannis in at the 5, patrolling the paint. Here's Krilexxx. Papagiannis passes to Krilexxx. Here's Korkmaz. 5 to shoot. To the inside. Papagiannis off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game, getting the ball inside early.
James looking it over. Here's Brown. Yes, it's James picking up the assist.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
And now here's Hazonia. Rebounded by Papagiannis.
Not a bad shot from the mid-range. The D's giving it to him, and he's usually got an eye in that kind of range.
Brown outside. Back to Korkmaz. Fires the 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Here's Musa. Bangs home the trifecta.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitiveness.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Now here's James. Pass to Krilexxx.
Home team foul. First personal foul. First team foul.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Here's Korkmaz. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brown. Here's Campazzo. Over to the wing. Here's Musa. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Pass to Korkmaz. He nails it, and we're tied up. Now James. Jacks up a 3. And Garuba pulls it down.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
There's the triple. Krilexxx grabs the board. They're running. Over to the left wing. Out to the wing. Abiyanis kicks to James. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. Pass to Garuba. To the paint. We've got 1:23 left in the first quarter of the game. He's got a clear path. Here's Krilexxx. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
Many times you don't like that shot selection, but sometimes when you're just feeling it in transition, no one's on you, great shot there.
Here's Campazzo. He has yet to score. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open three when he's got it.
For the three, sinks the triple. Krilexxx has got 6 points. There's 48 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Campazzo. Here's Musa. Lets it go from deep. A nice shot by Campazzo. Campazzo's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Here's Krilexxx. It's good from long range.
And really, he came into the game with that long-range shot looking great. Boy, he could wind up with a crazy number of threes today.
Here's Campazzo. He has 5. Pass to Garuba. From the arc. That shot off. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Up 4. And the second quarter will... And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out of the gate.
They just couldn't seem to know what it was that they needed to do and how to stick them from outside. The defense pretty lost.
We got Diallo, and it's a Kobo in at the 2.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Now here's Diallo. He's covered closely. There's a screen by Modiunas. They get the rebound. Out to the right wing. To the middle. A slam dunk by Diallo.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense.
Yui. The rebound by Akobo. And here they come. Modiunas sets a screen for Diallo. Shot from the wing. Jump shot is good. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone.
Away team ball.
So it's the visitors now. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Three-pointer. The rebound by Ibaka.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Jack passes to Yui. The 3 sinks the three-pointer. Yui's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
0 defense. You can't let a good shooter have the wide-open 3.
Okobo looking over the floor. Back to Diallo. 6 to shoot. A slam dunk by Diallo.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Pass to Depp. Fires from deep. Yunus grabs the miss. And here's Diallo. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Okobo fires the three, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Ibaka. It's stolen by Ibaka. About 3 minutes played so far in this second quarter. Down low. Right wing. Here's Huey. Offline with his three. Huey's gone 1 of 3 on the night. It's stolen. Kept alive. Over to the wing. Just 5 to shoot. Out to Ibaka. Lets the three fly. Hits the three-point bomb. Ibaka's got himself on the board with 3 there.
That's one of the best three-point shooters. You got to try to scramble the Jets right here and get that guy off the sweet spot.
After Okobo. There's a screen by Yunus. Lets it go with the 3. He doesn't hit that one.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
From deep. Sinks the triple. 1:02 left here in the second. Ibaka, the pass to Hazania, and he uses the glass on the layup. Hazania's got his second bucket of the night.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Shoots. He drains the quick shot.
It took a little bit of time, but now he's taking the pen off the cap and putting his mark on this game.
Yunus, that's a screen for Diallo. Drops in the tray. Diallo's got 7 points. Diallo's gone 3 for 4 here from the field. Here's Hazania, and they cash in right away with the quick shot.
Well, he hasn't missed yet, guys, and the defense is scrambling for answers to stop this hot start.
19 seconds left in the first half. To Diallo. Yunus, that's a screen for Diallo. Connects from three-point range. He's got 10.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
Here's the 3. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Up by 1. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has this.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. And it's Campazzo in at the point guard position. Krilexxx kicks to Papagiannis. Pass to James. From the corner. No good on the shot.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
They've got James on out there with Korkmaz, and it's Krilexxx in at the shooting guard. Garuba the pass to Musa. There's the killer two-handed slam.
going to the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
And it's Campazzo in at the 1 spot.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
We've got Brown. James is out there with Korkmaz, and it's Papagiannis in at the center. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, tooth-and-nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
Krilexxx, no luck. This one for 3. Musa can't hit. It's a neck-and-neck game here in Miami. 90 seconds now into the second half. The screen from Brown. Here's Krilexxx. That's tipped. Here's Campazzo. He has 5. Pass to Musa. Up and in on the layup. Musa's got 9.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Here's Krilexxx, laid in with a nice touch off the glass. 11 points in the game.
I just think that's trouble. You're gonna let that guy shoot layups. You're asking for it.
Pass to Campazzo. It's stolen by Brown. And here's the fast break and a wide open look for James. Good. It's Krilexxx who picks up the assist. James has got his second basket. This game has a lot of character here in the third period. 6 changes of the lead here.
Intensity is the theme for this one.
Good on the bucket.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Full team foul. Campazzo. First personal foul. First team foul.
Pass to Papagiannis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
Here's Campazzo. James defending. Campazzo, the pass to Tavares. With his first shot attempt, rebounded by Papagiannis. 1:31 left in the third quarter. Here's Krilexxx. No good on the 3. Here's Garuba. 3-pointer. Knocks down the 3-ball. Garuba's got his second bucket tonight. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the third quarter.
Yeah, frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan.
Here's Korkmaz. Picked his pocket. Pushing it up. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
There's 53 seconds left to play here in the third. With the drive and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. The offensive rebound. Pass to Campazzo. Second chance shot. It's hauled in by Brown. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Out to the right wing. Here's Korkmaz. He's got 5. 4 on the clock. They set the screen. Brown, no good.
He's going to be shaking his head on that one. Knows he missed an easy one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and you for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
I love the unselfishness, and you know coaches do as well.
Well, not just coach, but you can see it in the teammates, the way.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. They lead by 4. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Korkmaz is out there with Brown. Then it's James. And it's krilexxx in at the shooting guard position. Over in the corner, Brown. Back to James. Pass to krilexxx. Clock at 6. Launches it. It falls for his 5th field goal tonight. Now shooting 5 for 8.
Is it possible his sweet touch is getting sweeter, guys?
Ibaka finds Hazonia. Puts up a 3. Ibaka, no luck.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
There's Brown with the 3. The rebound by Ibaka. Brown's gone 1 of 3 from the field here. Here's Huey. Banked in off the glass.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
No, this is about as high octane a game as you're going to find.
James, that's a 2-pointer. And good, he nails it.
He didn't need to fade back. No one in his face, but he buried it anyway.
Gets the 3-pointer to fall.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Brown dishes to krilexxx. Pass to Papagiannis. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. Here's Deck. Ibaka looking for an opening. And Ibaka slams it in.
What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man, and he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
There's the pick. Here's James, plenty of space. Hits the jumper in space.
Soft leaner with no one there to contest. Probably made it a little more difficult than he had to.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. That one drops for him. Pass to krilexxx. Shoots it. A rebound by Hazonia.
Pretty lax defense there. He's going to see fewer and fewer chances if he can't bury those kind of jumpers.
Here's Huey. To the left wing. Now Ibaka. Here's Hazonia. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Here's Korkmaz. Hazonia defending. And here's James outside. Here's Brown. Here's krilexxx. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Confident and composed on the 3-point shot at a critical juncture.
A minute 20 left to play in the final quarter.
And a hard finish there, guys.
And only one hand needed for that one. Not a lot of time to get this one back under control.
No, they need to do their work quickly from here on out.
krilexxx kicks to Brown. Launches a 3. Yes! And now they trail by just 4.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open three when he's got it.
And now, here's Hazonia. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
And here is Brown. Lets it go from the wing. The rebound by Ibaka.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Yeah, see the coach? He's got that frown on his face. I think we know why. Not a high percentage look.
Off target with his 3. Now here's Brown. T right on him. James outside. From deep three-point land, it counts. And so they get the victory here at home. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued